Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum, and peace be unto you. Very happy to be here. Very happy to be entertaining you on this channel. And I pray that you can see me. And I pray that all is well with you. And let me tell you that I love you. And that's the thing that keeps me on this channel. The fact that I do love you. Now, brothers and sisters, we have a very important topic to talk about today. Right? We talked about the true black man, the true red man, the true brown man, and the true yellow man. Today, we're going to talk about this government's reward to her killer with fame. This government rewards to its killer or her killer with fame and fortune. And what I would like for you to do, I would like for you to think with me on a little bit. Think with me on this wise, that you're in a government that desires power. This government was raised on the back of slaves, free labor. It was raised on racism, and it was raised on a type of euthanasia, right? Because they're still killing blacks today, right? And it was also without moratorium, they're doing this. They do it with impunity. They kill blacks. And I want you to understand that this labor force was free. Not only were you overworked in slavery, but you were exploited in other ways. You know, you don't have to guess where the black pimp comes from, or the black hustler, or the black gigolo, the black homosexual, the black metrosexual, the black, what is it now? The transsexual, right? The entire LGBTQMA movement, I believe, and I think now they have I. But you don't have to worry about or even speculate where these individuals come from, because all of these things were practiced on slave plantations in slavery camps. Even the place where men would rape other men to destroy their dignity, to take away their power. This was homosexuality. These things were forced on the plantation. And there's a reward for breaking the militancy and the masculinity of the black man. There's a reward. Now, you'll have to understand this. You have to understand it. Puffy's in trouble right now, right? Sean Combs used to call himself Love Combs. He's never been a real talent. He danced on every person he produced. The videos, he danced on it. I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but you got tired and sick of seeing it. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. And I want you to understand this because it's important. Clive Davis, another white devil, turned on this black demon that you know as Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Combs, and gave him money and power to seduce other young black men and women, to sexually rape and degrade them as they sought a position, a job, right, as an artist inside the entertainment industry. And it's not that the government didn't know, they knew the entire time. But you know, anytime you work with the devil, right, you got to know that he's going to turn on you. You got to know that. And that's what I tell you. He can't do anything to us without using one of us to do it. But you are so in love with money, so in love with fortune and fame, you have no moral standard. So you'll do whatever it takes to get a little money, right? A little success and a little fame. And you'll do it. You will kill your mother to do it. You will kill your brother to do it. You will kill individuals to do it. Whatever is going to give you, whatever is going to give you what you want in this world. You're telling the devil the same way. I'll do anything that you want me to do as long as you make me welcome. It's almost like the Matrix. It's almost like the Matrix. You remember the guy, the worm that told the chief agent, he said, whatever you want. The guy said, I don't want to remember anything. I don't want to remember anything. I want to be as wealthy as I can be. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Right? So you still have a choice. You can choose evil or good. God said, I set before you a blessing and a curse. I set before you a blessing and a curse. You can do whatever you want. But just know that there is repercussion for every decision you make, good and bad. The thing about a good decision is with a clear conscience, you can live with the choice you made. You make a bad decision, you're constantly looking over your shoulder, right? Because you already know. You already know. Your conscience knows that your soul can't rest. And you've made a decision that will cause the lives of tens, hundreds, and thousands of people. God said, I set before you a curse and a blessing. You choose. So that lets you know that you'll have to be responsible for the choice you make. You'll have to be responsible for the choice you make. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Isn't that right? Isn't that what Joshua said? The son of Nun, when they got down into the land, it's flowing with milk and honey. That's just like you. That's just like you. You was in bondage. You were in slavery. You was under the crippling yoke of oppression. Isn't that right? Physical oppression. Right? God delivered you from that. And when God delivered you into a land that flowed with milk and honey, both psychologically, spiritually, metaphorically, and otherwise, what did you do? What did you do? You turn your back on God. You turn your back on God. And there's a price. There's a price to pay for that. There is a price to pay for that. Brothers and sisters, we have to get serious about soul saving. When I say that, I don't only mean it in a spiritual sense, but I mean it in a psychological sense. I mean it in a physical sense, right? Man became a living soul when God breathed the breath of life into him, right? Isn't that right? And any of the religious books that you read, you will find that this is true. Is that right or wrong? So my desire, my prayer is that you would heed the word of God, right? The word of God. And don't get caught up with a white God that doesn't look like you. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you because, you know, some of these brothers and sisters will forget. They get a little money. Isn't that right? You get a little money, you'll forget. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, we have, and you know I'm going to say it each time, holistic practice and products. You know, I want you guys to get back involved. Get back involved. There are many of you that are out there that have helped us throughout the years. You've been good. Listen, you're getting your taxes. Stop giving that money to the preachers, because you're not giving it to God, you're giving it to the preachers. Right? If they're doing the job, then you go on and help them out. Because I'm for all brothers that are doing the job. But you know that he's not doing the job. And then a lot of you women, right? You won't listen to your husband. You won't listen to your fiancés and the man that's with you. You'll degrade him, but you'll go and listen to that preacher. And he'll have you feeling good and sleeping with a lot of you. Yeah, he's sleeping with you in the Christian church. You know he is. And he'll do that, and you'll turn over your money to him, and he swept you aside for the next new thing that's coming into his church. I'm just telling you, he don't think about you until you get some money. Don't think about it till you get some money. I'm trying to help you. Trying to help you. Put that money where it could do some good. Invest it so you'll be able to get some money back. Invest it so you will be able to get some money back. Create your own job, your own source of income, and take care of yourself. And I know there are many out there right now getting angry. It's amazing how we do one another. But he's talking about the preachers. He's talking about this. He's talking about Farrakhan. I never said anything about Farrakhan, but I know he's no good too. I already know it. I already know it. And I talk to Muslim brothers all the time now. They're waking up. They're waking up because Farrakhan is no real threat. And he's letting these white people inside of the Muslim movement. He's letting white people in the Muslim movement. And you have to, here he is. Farrakhan's been around how long? And he's no real threat. No real threat. He's been around a long time. Farrakhan is 91 now, 93. He's been around a long time. Right? And you look at him, he's hanging around these white people. He said one day on Phil Donahue, these years ago, and I knew then, told Dr. Khalid Muhammad then when I heard him, I said, something's wrong with that brother. He's making funny moves. And now you see he's around Father Flaker. Nobody said anything. His son Joshua had brought a devil inside of the mosque, right in Mary's belly, right in the belly of Mary. Mosque Miriam, right there in Chicago, the place where the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was. And the brothers and sisters around him are still sleeping. Or you like it. Because I know how a lot of you are. As long as a white man is involved, you like it. And he went on and created a hybrid with that woman. Right? Isn't that right? And Farrakhan still let him come inside the temple. He's bringing Father Flager in the temple doing the sister Ava's janazah. And he said right in front of many, I love you too, Father Flager. Yes, I love you too. And that is on the record. You see him saying it. He took another white devil's sorcery, put it in the nation. L. Ron Hubbard, using Dianetics and Scientology. Brothers and sisters, when are you going to wake up? That's all I want to know. Because Farrakhan is leaving. And when Farrakhan is dead, you're going to have to deal with the problem that he's created. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to. If you walk around here, well, he was from Khalid Muhammad. And Mauricelm-Lei is just angry. I'm not angry. I'm conscious. There's a difference. I'm not angry. I'm conscious. And you have to know that. And if I don't tell you, somebody's got to tell you. Everybody else around you tiptoeing around Farrakhan like he's the standard. He's not the standard. Why, he's not even teaching the doctrine of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know it. Many of you know it. And if he's a Muslim, then we have the right to check him and charter him, right? Iron sharpens iron. Isn't that right? And I don't care how much you get Wesley Muhammad to defend Farrakhan. Farrakhan will have to speak and stand before God all on his own. All on his own. And the record speaks for itself. All you have to do is do the research. All of us have to stand before God on our own. We'll have to stand before God. We'll have to take responsibility for every decision that we make. We will have to do that, brothers and sisters. I can't defend you, and you can't defend me. When you're standing before the Almighty, and what does that mean? When you're dead. When you're dead. When you're dead, you're done. And if you believe that there's a powerful God, then you know that your spirit will stand before the judgment before it's recycled to come through the body of another individual. All right? That's truth. Because our spirits are recycled. Our spirits are recycled. So that's true. And you're going to have to stand. Question is, what will you do? And will you be ready? The white man doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. He's building up his kingdom. You remember that the old folks used to sing, Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. But Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. How are we going to build, tear the kingdom of Satan down and build the kingdom of God if we keep assimilating the actions of the white man? I just want to know. I'm not speaking racism. I swear I'm not. I'm not speaking racism. I'm speaking common sense. I get sick of seeing black homeless, black people impoverished. I get sick of seeing black people suffering. When I know the answer is clear, all you got to do is get away from the company of the white man. Stop repeating his lifestyle, and you will change. You will literally change this world. You will deliver if you want to. I don't know if many of you want to deliver. You want to, a lot of people want to have the milk without squeezing the paps of the cow. Yeah, you're gonna have to squeeze the paps of the cow to get the milk. But many of you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Everything you get, you want it for free. That's a problem. That's a problem, brothers and sisters, because nothing in this life is free. You're going to have some consequences, right? And there are going to be some situations behind those consequences. You're going to have to stand. See, the people of God already are being ignited. I can see it. You're not going to have to go down and marching down no street. No. You're not going to have to march down the street. You're going to go inside of your community and you're going to be able to raise people from within your community, from door to door. And when you come, people are going to be ready to hear you, to come inside of God's house. And God's house are going to be the houses of those that are building up black folk, because we're the ones suffering. Everyone else is getting their fair due except us. And there are people around, brothers and sisters, pardon me, dummies. You gotta be. You have to be. If you listening to that white man, you gotta be. They're busy listening to the devil tell them how to proceed in this world. And you have to be absolutely out of your mind, insane. Besides, why would you listen to the individual that put you in this condition anyway? You shouldn't do it. There's no reason why you should do it. But because our ignorance precedes us, and it has to be our ignorance, because it's not our intelligence. Our intelligence would tell us to build something on our own. Our intelligence would tell us to continue to matriculate black businesses. That's our intelligence, to build up community hospitals where our people can be seen, to get black clinics where our people can be seen. And not only that, but for our people to support these clinics. Get our own daycares back. Isn't that right? Early education centers. To start homeschools on a mass scale. You complaining about your child inside of the man's school when the black people there inside of those schools, right, have no control, and they're teaching children that you have not raised. So they're a danger to our black teachers. Our black teachers have to teach where they can get jobs because you won't even support your own schools. You turn your back on your schools and your community. And so that our black teachers who educated themselves were forced to go out, put their lives in danger with black children and white children, black children that are assimilating white children, and the whole world, the whole system in that sense have gone totally insane. And you blame everyone else but yourself. You won't raise your children right so that they'll know how to respond in a social environment, right, when they're stimulated. Because you're going to be stimulated, but what do you do? How do you respond? How do you respond? These are questions that we have to be asking ourselves. We've got to ask. We got to ask. While I'm running my mouth, brothers and sisters, don't forget to buy black. And you can go on these links and find whatever you want to find. You can find it. Whatever you want to find. For those of you that said, well, the brothers sure talking about buy some all the time. I have to. I got to keep this running somehow, right? I have to keep it running somehow. And I'm asking you, it's not like I can make you do it. But nobody has to make you go to McDonald's or Burger King or Chick-fil-A. Is that right or wrong? You'll go there and spend $20 or $30 on something that's killing you because none of the food is healthy. None of the food is healthy. You're eating tomatoes and lettuce that is non-organic, drinking milkshakes. I know it. I know it because I had to tell you what, those milkshake brothers and sisters, they'll make you want to go and buy and make your own smoothie. Because those milkshakes, they make them enticing. But there's nothing in there but poison and sugar that's giving you heart disease, giving you cancer. Is that right or wrong? Diabetes mellitus, right? Right? But the white man has structured such good commercials till you'll spend your money there before you spend your money on something healthy, some vegetarian restaurant run by brothers and sisters. You'll do it. You'll go inside the Asian market and the hair store, these Asians, and you'll buy eyelashes, and the sisters will buy, brothers are wearing the stuff too. It's sad. Brothers wearing lace dreadlocks. I can't call them locks. I got to call them dreadlocks because you wearing death on your head. And buying these eyelashes. Now brothers are wearing lipstick. You got to wake up. You have to wake up. And what I want to tell you is this is a design. All of this is a design. See, and here's the crazy thing. If black people own a nail shop, black people own a place where you get eyelashes, and black people own a store where you get Afro wigs, I pray, or braids. If black people own that, you wouldn't even purchase it from them. You wouldn't purchase that from somebody black, but you'll go to an Arab, right? A fake Arab. And you'll go to a fake a yellow man and buy these products. And these are the same people that are shooting and killing you. Oh, yes. And you know it. You know it. And I have to tell you, I have no choice. I have no choice but to tell you, because if I don't tell you, you won't know. So we've got to wake up. The design that is being used, that is being used, right, is successful and has been successful throughout the years. Whether you say the constitutional design, right, whether you say the Confederate design, whether you say the civil design, is that right or wrong? Willie Lynch, all of these designs, the same designs, put out to you in different ways are working because the first thing they had to make you do is forget who you were and where you came from. Matter of fact, they beat it out of you. They're doing it today, just in different ways. They beat it out of you. They beat your name out of you. You wouldn't even use it. They beat Africa out of you so they could put in European. So you have to think as a European. Even though you're black, you assimilate the white man. This has been happening since the time of slavery. This has been happening since the Punic War. It was happening since the war at Carthage. It was happening since the time of Adam, right? It's been happening. That white man was in the cave. You tried to educate him. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. I know you understand. You tried to educate him, right? Tried to give him some knowledge. You couldn't give him any knowledge. You couldn't give the white man any knowledge. He was in those caves. He is barbaric today. He's as barbaric today as he was in the past because you couldn't train him. Adam couldn't do it, right? Adam couldn't do it. Cain learned their ways because Cain was hanging out with him and said he knew his wife. He went and got one of those devils out of the cave, right? And from him came the line of Yaakov, right? Jacob. And he started breeding human like they were animals. Is that right or wrong? You got to do your research. See? You got to do your research. And as a result, these people you couldn't tame, you started marrying them. What did the law tell you? What did the law tell you? It said, do not marry them because they don't know your ways. Solomon sinned. He married, had 300 wives and 700 concubines. David had to have Bathsheba. Isn't that right? I'm just telling you. So these sins, because you're not listening to God, is coming back to bite you, brothers and sisters. The sin is going from the third to the fourth to the fifth to the sixth generation and on and on. The sin of you not listening to God. The sin of you not putting God first. The sin of you not putting God in everything that you do, right? Not living the life. Instead of assimilating God, right? Because the law says, be holy, for God is holy. And even Yahashua, Aliyah Asa, the one you call Jesus, the black man, the black prophet, the black leader, great black leader, right? Isn't that right? Who Haile Selassie comes out of that line, is our connection to God. Is that right or wrong? He said, what did he say? He said, be ye holy, for I am holy. Is that right or wrong? The Lion and tribe of Judah said, be ye holy, for I am holy. What does that mean? Perfection? No. What that means is to live every day to the best of your ability, righteous. To make the right decision, to always be found doing the right thing. It's quite simple. It's quite simple, brothers and sisters. But you won't listen to it because there's no money in that. There's no money in that. And so this system, this design has put black brothers and sisters in front of us that will woo us and get our attention. But they do it with money. They do it with power, which they don't have. Right? The white man gives them money, gives them power, right? And he can always take it back, which he does. You look at Puffy, he's in trouble right now. These white people have used him. They've slept with him and broke him in through the buttocks. Isn't that right? And he did it to other people that was having him from the time he was a kid. His mother didn't care because she loved money. And she's helping him. His mother is wicked, and she's helping him in that stuff, and she may end up behind bars too. But they kicked in his door. They knew he was doing it. You think these devils didn't know? Why, they've been knowing. Kim Porter, she was conscious. Al B. Sure was conscious, helping the black community. Telling you what's going on if you listen. Helping the black community, standing up, creating programs in the black community helpful to black people. Is that right or wrong? So you have to open up your eyes. Money, all money isn't good. All money isn't good unless it's been made honestly. All professions aren't good unless they come about the right way. But anytime you're going to sleep with a young man, want to be a rapper, and you breaking them in, raping the women, put them in bull rings like Beyonce and Jay-Z, look at them. Why are they wealthy? Because they're working for the white man. What was Sean Combs doing? He couldn't have done it without white money. And all these deaths that is on his hand, he's a prime example. He's a prime example. Every black person that is successful has blood around them, a blood sacrifice. A blood sacrifice. And you go on throughout the day. I mean, as if you don't even care. I'll do whatever it takes as long as I have money. Brothers and sisters, you better wake up. But the same devil that gives you the money is the same devil that will be destroying you. You'll be standing before the same devil in front of the court. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. I know how it goes. I know how it goes. See? It's the illusion that's put in front of you. You haven't woke up? Time to wake up. You better wake up. Puff Daddy got all of these deaths on his hand. Kim Porter. He tried to kill Al B. Sure. I'm just going to go and tell you, because a lot of you all know anyway. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, Minister Khalid, used to complain about this all the time. Rappers in the rap communities are so fake, they would see things happening to brothers and sisters and refuse to do anything about it. We don't need the white man to stop killing in our community. Why, we can stop killing in our community, brothers and sisters. We don't need the white man for that. Don't blame the white man for somebody dying in your community. Don't blame the white man for that while you're out of your mind. You could stop killing in your community. If you take some initiative and have some integrity, you could stop it. See, a lot of you don't have any integrity because a lot of the people that are doing crime, you working with them. Kim Porter, dead. Albert Shore, almost killed. Heavy D, dead. Dutta Man, dead. All these people dead behind Puffy, and there are many more. Many more. But Puffy didn't get that way on his own, did he? He had to be influenced and seduced by a devil. Clive Davis is the devil that did that to him. Clive Davis, one of the most rotten white devils in the entertainment industry. I'm just being honest with you. I have to tell you. You see, Puffy had all that money, all that power. You should always know, if it don't happen the right way, that you get a street rat, some cat from the streets, right? If he hasn't built up this wealth the right way, and you know he's shady, there's a lot of them that know that Puffy's shady. They may not say it. They may not say it, but they know he's shady. I've heard them say it back in the day, right? When they weren't so big rappers. Isn't that right, LL? Yeah, you all know that he's shady, but no one's ever did anything about it. Jay-Z, he's shady too. Most rotten thing that ever touched the entertainment industry. Rotten. Right? You all know it. You know how many people have died on these guys' watch? You won't stand up against it. Here this man is in broad daylight, drugging his wife, and many of you notice she's drugged. The news reporters know it. All of y'all around his camp know it. Dame Dash know it, just like he knew that Aaliyah's life was in danger. Dame, you're responsible for it. Yeah, you guilty too. Don't tell me nothing about R. Kelly. Don't tell me nothing about Jay-Z. You're guilty too. And besides, Aaliyah was a little girl, 14 to 16 to 18 when you all were having her. You all grown men. I'm just saying. Right? It's ironic that Biz Markie come up dead. You know why. And who was he around before he left? I'm just saying. You got to pay attention to this. You do your own research. I'm throwing it out there tonight. You got to do your own research. But if you get on God's side, get off the devil's side and get on God's side. You get on God's side, God will be on your side, brothers and sisters. You can't do evil without it coming back on you. How do we know Farrakhan? I got to say it. I know you're mad. I know many of you love Farrakhan, but you don't even know Farrakhan. Many of you haven't even met Farrakhan, but you'll defend him. All I want to tell you is this. His claim to fame was that he orchestrated and lit the atmosphere behind doors and openly concerning Minister Malcolm. And what did Minister Malcolm do that was worthy of death? But this came out of Farrakhan's mouth. Such a man as Malcolm is worthy of death. After that, he's on every major talk show. He's considered the heir apparent. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't pick him because he picked Wallace against his will, but he was forced to do so because his own son Wallace was poisoning him with cortisone pills and cortisone cream. Is that right or wrong? I'm just being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. And I pray, my desire, my prayer is that you will hear me. It's my desire, my prayer. Right? People are selling out for fame and fortune. They're literally selling out. And it's been happening for some time. This government rewards her killers with fame and fortune. I have to say it. But you got to get on God's side, sisters. God is waiting for you to get on his side so you change this world one person at a time. Right? For the love of money is the root of all evil. Is that right? The love of money is the root of all evil. And the god of Dagon, which is serpent and money, right? In other words, evil and riches is taking over this world. Right? But God has given us the power to overcome all the power of the enemy. And you'll see that the devil's story has been told, right? His end has been told. I read it to you before. I'd like to read it to you again, if that's all right. And if it's not all right, then you'll just have to get off the show. But I'm going to read it, the book of Isaiah. And this is important. This is important because you need to know that the word of God still stands. When everything else failed, the word of God will still be there. And I believe it. I believe in the word of God. You may say, well, he's naive. I might be, but I'm naive enough to believe God because I've seen God work. I know what God can do, and I've seen him work. So I'm going to continue to lean on God. And again, we can make a change in our communities. You don't have to be out there marching, exposing your soldiers to the elements of the enemy. All you have to do is get in your community and change the things within your community. Brothers and sisters, read with me. The 12th verse, this is talking about Satan, the real prince of this world, the organizer of Babylon. Where do you think we are? We're in Babylon. Isaiah 13:1. Note, address this and address through his tool, the beast. The beast. Who is the beast? Who is the beast? The beast belongs to Satan. The beast belonged to Satan, right? Which is going to be a man or a race of people to do the will of Satan. And this word says, this is the book according to Isaiah, the 14th chapter and the 12th verse. It reads on this wise. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. In other words, in the minds of the people, right? And also the physical heavens, because he seeks to control it, right? With satellites, isn't that right? Radiation, radars, is that right? I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Isn't that the white man? He wants you to worship him. Isn't that right? That's the white man. The white man. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down. This is God talking now. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look on thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth? It didn't say a spirit did it. It said, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Is this the man who is running this world, right? Who is causing hell everywhere he goes? Totally disagreeable with in every way. I'm just asking you. Huh? They run it all. And are killing you and I day by day, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, week by week, and year by year, month by month. Right? That made the world as a wilderness. Who did that? Look at our world. Our world has been made a wilderness, brothers and sisters. Cutting down the trees, killing the oxygen, selling everything. Now it's even selling water. Come on, brothers and sisters, wake up. And they tell you you're looking for a devil. They want you to be looking at somebody who has horse hooves, has got a tail. Is that right or wrong? They got horns on his head. And I can show you pictures where many of them have horns and a tail, and you wouldn't believe it because you think it was Photoshop. The line of Homo sapien is not our line. There's no line called Homo sapien. The white man's line is his line, and it's an inferior line to us, for we come from God's. But you won't open your eyes and see it because you hate the tree. You hate your own tree, right? You hate Africa. There's no way you can love the tree without by hating the roots of the tree. And by hating Africa, brothers and sisters, you hate yourselves. Is this the one that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof? that open not the house of his prisoners. Who are the white man prisoners? That's us. We're the white man's prisoners. We're in slavery. I know many of you think you're free, but you're not free. We're still in slavery, so he will lie, cheat, and steal. His policemen will lie on you. They'll kill you, right? That's true. All the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stone of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children. This is God saying this. For the iniquity of their father, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them. This is God. I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bitter pools of water. I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. You hear that, don't you, brothers and sisters? The Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have proposed, so shall it stand. And if God said it, brothers and sisters, that's settled it. If God said it, that's settled it. There's nothing you can do to change it. The Farrakhan's Day of Atonement, he can't change it. Who are you, Farrakhan, to change what God has said? What the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has said through the instructions of God. Nobody would change it. No, not a one. No, not a one. You got to understand that there are agents all around us, brothers and sisters, that are paid by this white man with money that they can't even take with them when they die. Can't take it with you. And that's the biggest trick, to love money, because your days are not promised. Your days are not promised. Many people have died with millions of dollars in the bank. For the love of money, people will rob their own brother. For the love of money, people will kill their own mother. Right? Do things, bad things with it. Isn't that right? Isn't that what the song say? During a time when black people were conscious. Isn't that right, brothers and sisters? We've got to get back on God's side. We've got to forgive one another, come together and work, create different circumstances amongst one another, right? Because as we grow, we transform. As we grow, we transform. But at the same time, we've got to work together to make sure that we change our society. Don't work for the devil. Nothing you receive shall lead you to fame and fortune. Nothing at all. If it comes from the devil. Because the end thereof is destruction. All you have to do is look around. Everybody that sold their soul to the devil, all of them died of a disastrous end. Every last one of them. Even black entertainers. They took all their money, ripped them off, right? Yeah. Because Satan can't promise you any riches. That's an illusion. He can't promise you lifelong. He can't promise you a prosperous investment in his community. The devil can't promise you anything. Because what he give you, he will always take it back. Because he don't own this world. You got to know that God owns this world. Is that wrong? God owns it. And God has the final say. Whenever God says it, that settles it. Right? All you have to do is hold on. Because he'll do just what he said. So brothers and sisters, don't follow the devil. If you haven't heard anything I said, and I know there are those of you Well, he's calling the white man a devil. I didn't just say it. The Bible says the white man is a devil. I just read to you Isaiah the 14th chapter, 14 through 23. Now, all you got to do is read it yourself. 14 through 24, correction. You read it yourself, and you'll see who's causing trouble on this earth. You think Jesus was talking to a spirit when that spirit said, all this I'll give you if you fall down and worship me? Jesus had come into power. Same power you and I have. Right? Jesus was an influential leader. All this I'll give you if you fall down and worship me. Is that right or wrong? That's what the devil said to Jesus. You think he was talking to a spirit? This was a physical man, a ruler, right? Wealthy ruler that had money and influence, fame and power. Is that right or wrong? The Caesar of that day came before Jesus and basically telling Jesus, man, if you do what I tell you to do, we could run this whole planet. He said, my kingdom is not of this world. Who do you think he was talking to? A spirit? Brothers and sisters, you're out of your mind. He was talking to the wealthy ruler of that day. The one that was considered in power, according to the Roman and Greeks' allegiance. You got to stop listening to this white man. Jesus told Caesar, look, my kingdom is not of this world. So what did he do? He went to the other blacks. Because see, the white man is strong and he's intelligent. He knows that he has to have one of us to play the Judas. he has to have one of us to play the Judas. He couldn't get his own to do it because it would have caused a racial riot. So he said, let me get one of these niggas. Get one of them. And if I get them, then I know that they'll turn on him. Let me get one of them. And you did it, and you still doing it. You turned on your own people. It's a shame before God. Really is a shame before God. But that's what you do, and nobody can tell you any different. And it's a shame. You know, and I'll say this. I want to say this. I'm sad for young men and young women who meet older men and older women that are so bitter in life against people, and they're lonely, right? So they'll give young men, young women bad instruction so that they can repeat, right? Isn't that right? So they can repeat the condition of the person that's giving them the lecture. Is that right or wrong? Is that right or wrong? We need to have some understanding of how to stand together, to work together, and be together. We got to have that. There's nothing worse than a bitter older woman with children talking to a younger woman to make her disbelieve. And now she got children and she don't have a man in her house. And so many of these children are growing up without men in the house, running over the mother, and to get out in the street, you can't control them. Design of the white man. Same thing with young men. He get instruction to bed all of these women. He's not taking care of his children. He can't be present because she's being trained just like he's being trained, right, to misuse one another. And the whole thing is cyclist or syclist, and it's totally insane. Whole thing is just destructive. And the white man stand by and he said, well, you got too many children. You can't have all these children, or children start getting in trouble. White man take them and put them in the system. He created the system, another plantation where he can make more money off of you. He snatched your children out of your arm, same way he did in slavery. And you are playing the part to give him the power to do it because you won't listen. You're busy fighting everything and everyone. You won't listen. Brothers and sisters, we're all guilty. We're guilty, brothers and sisters. So we got to get wise. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. It's time for us to wake up. It's been time for us to wake up. We can't do it, though. Listen, brothers and sisters. We can't do it until we get quiet, start listening to one another, finding out what our common goals are. And once we find out what our common goals are, we'll find our common condition. When we discover our common condition, then we'll discover who put us in that condition. And the minute that we discover who put us in that condition, we're well on our way. When we discover who put us there. That's why they don't want you teaching Black history in the schools. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to do it. Did you know, and I'll tell you this because I know a lot of you don't know, it's curious that the white man will put in front of you Toussaint Louverture, or what they say Toussaint Oliver. But they'll put him in front of you, and you praising a man that fought in the Haitian Revolution. You're praising him. The white man put him in front of you, and in reality, Toussaint Louverture, or who you call Toussaint Oliver, helped the white man. Helped the white man in espionage to try to take Haiti. The only true hero of Haiti was Dessalines. But to tell you that, you'll lose your mind because the white man didn't certify it. Jean-Baptiste started Chicago, Illinois, right under Louis XVI. Isn't that right or wrong? Jean-Baptiste started Chicago, Illinois, but he was one of the biggest traitor of Black people. He was one of the biggest betrayer of Black people. And did you know that he worked with those that owned slaves? And he himself owned slaves. Same thing with Toussaint Louverture. They owned slaves. They were free men that owned slaves. They were a part of the problem. A part of the problem. Any Black person that is put in front of you, brothers and sisters, listen to me, that the white man is not giving hell, you be wary of that Black man. Watch who he's around. Watch how they move. Same thing with Black women. You look at Tamika Mallory. I use this all the time. How the hell does a single mother and 38-year-old woman, I think she's 44 now, get in charge of a massive amount of people in America? The white man put her there. She's ignorant. She has no influence. She has money. You have to ask yourself where it comes from. And besides, she's with Al Sharpton. And we both know, all of us know it. If you don't know it, research Al Sharpton. He's an FBI agent, was a drug dealer and drug informant. Al Sharpton doesn't have the intelligence nor the education to be at the height that he is in the quote-unquote civil rights movement. Was nothing but a perm pimp that eventually got in a position because he had did all that he could and under his contract between the oppressor. And these are the people they put in charge, brothers and sisters. You have to open your eyes. And all they want is fame and fortune. Khalid Muhammad, as a Black national leader, is dead. Who's around when he's dead? All you got to do is ask yourself the question. When you find out who he was around when he's dead, when he died, then you'll figure out who they worked for. I'm just trying to get you to use your brains. That's all. Because you start using those, then you come out of the darkness and into the marvelous light to understand what's going on. Stop looking to draw crowds. Stop looking to draw crowds. You only need about 2 or 3 people to start change, to start catalysts for change. You don't need a lot of people. If you get 40 or 50 people, great. But you only need a few. One will put 1,000 to flight, 2, 10,000. What does that mean? That the idea of one, when it's for the mass of the suffering, will be grafted by the suffering, and they spread it out to others that need to hear about a deliverance. We have to speak messages of deliverance that don't cost any money, right? That don't cost, the only thing it will cost is time, right? But don't cost any money, but it costs time. Time is something more precious than money. You can't get it back. But end time is an opportunity. End time is an opportunity. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to hold you any longer. Thank you for being here with me to listen to me. And I know for California, Nevada, and Mexico, I understand that you'll get this late. I know that many of you are working according to the time difference, and I appreciate all of your participation and enthusiasm to help us. And those that are in Oregon, we thank you too, and we love you. You already know the Midwest and the East Coast and the South, we appreciate you. Brothers and sisters, get this message out. Have other people to join. Get the message out. Have other people to join. We've got to speak the truth, and we got to deliver our people, and we'll never do it with lies. We'll never deliver our people with lies. It won't happen. We have to be steadfast. We have to be unmovable. We have to be always abounding in the work of God. You can't call yourself conscious. You can't say you're holy. You can't say you're righteous when you're not trying to abide in the right way. And when you're not walking in righteousness. What does that mean? It doesn't mean be perfect, but it means to do the right thing. You and I have to do the right thing, brothers and sisters. That's all. We just got to do the right thing. And we should be willing to do what's right in this day and time. Our children need us. Our great-grandchildren need us. Our ancestors need us. The black community need us. And we have to stand. Our stand has to be one that cannot be bought. Turn away the fortune and the wealth. Turn that away. Because you can't take it with you. But a committed life is much more precious, brothers and sisters. I love you. If I didn't say it, I want to tell you now. And this is love talk. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't tell you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't tell you. Go in your community, brothers and sisters. Get someone else. Go on the internet community. Tell brothers and sisters to come on, listen to the brother. And let's work together. I can't do anything without you. I got enough sense to know that. I got enough sense to know that. I can't do anything without you. And I need you. We need you. Thank Black Nationals Network for organizing this channel. Also, if you look in the right column, brothers and sisters, we got the links. And if you want anything from that link, all you have to do is ask us, right, in the comment section, and we'll send it to you. You need to be using natural products, African-centered products, right, for the black, red, yellow, and brown man. It'll work for you. Start using something that is healthy for yourself. Brothers and sisters, it's been a pleasure talking with you, and I appreciate you. If I didn't say it in the beginning, I say it to you now. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you.